Hi, it's Mark Bosser, producer of the Pawlik Automotive podcast, here with Mr. Bernie Pawlik, Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, Vancouver's best auto service experience. How are you doing this morning, Bernie?
Doing very well.
So we're going to talk about a Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG. What was going on with this vehicle?
Well, this vehicle was in for a routine service, and we found that the brakes front and rear were worn out, pads and rotors. So we proceeded to do the brake repairs and also a brake fluid flush.
So this is a pretty high performance vehicle. I imagine that the brakes were pretty more robust than normal, what you'd see on a normal vehicle. Is that right?
Oh yeah, definitely. They're very large. These use very large rotors and pads. We'll just get straight into some pictures right away. And there's our 2011 C63. I guess C class, so it's a smaller sedan with a very large motor and high performance parts. So we have our So there's a view of the front brake rotor, the pads, new pads installed, the AMG 6-piston calipers on the front, and yeah, I mean, it's a very large brake rotor. I mean, I don't have anything really here to compare it against, but again, this is the rotor sitting on the ground. I mean, it's over a foot in diameter. There's the old worn out pad. The rotor, this is typical what you find of an old worn out rotor. You can kind of see the edges where the original metal thickness, and they tend to wear down quite a lot in the middle. So by the time they're worn out, you basically have to replace them because they're not machinable as they wear. They wear pretty heavily. Again, there's the pad, about 3 millimeters left, so it's basically worn out. That has a pad wear sensor as well, which is common on all European cars. And the pad wear sensor, while the light wasn't on, it was just starting to get worn, so it would have been only a matter of time before the light came on. And just for our final photo, we have the rear brakes. Again, a 4-piston caliper, slotted and cross-drilled rotor. So again, maximum performance.
So just leave that up for a second, Bernie. Sure. So the front brakes typically are quite a bit larger than the back brakes?
Oh yeah, like substantially larger. Yeah.
And is this the largest brake that they would put into this, you can get on this kind of vehicle?
They don't actually. Now, while it says AMG, and this is a sort of AMG brake, this is not the largest brake package you can get on this car. Most AMGs come with it's an upgraded brake package, and they certainly stop the car incredibly fast. But you can spend extra money, and you can get the AMG brake package, which has even larger rotors. They're usually like a composite type rotor and larger pads, and it actually takes the cost of your brake job from, say, maybe, I'm just going to say off the top of my head, I can't remember the cost on this one, but maybe $800 or $1,000 to maybe over $3,000, because the rotors jump in price. Like on a lot of these cars, the rotors will be $1,200 a piece for the front, and the rears are actually not so much more money, but they put a lot more on the front. Usually the rotors are around $1,200 a piece with the AMG package rotors versus I think these are about $300. So that's a huge price jump.
So you can get more AMG in your AMG.
Exactly. And, having driven quite a few of these cars, I mean, these things will stop really fast. But I guess if you're out, racing on a track, which few people do, you probably appreciate having the bigger brakes. But for the average person, you'd really never notice the difference.
So what was involved with this particular brake job? Anything different than a normal brake job for you?
No, it's very straightforward. It's, replace the pads, replace the rotors. We lubricate, clean and lubricate any sliding parts. And there's brake pad wear sensors, as I mentioned. There's only 2 in this car, one on the front axle, one on the rear. And then a brake fluid flush. And the brake fluid usually needs to be flushed about every 2 to 3 years on these cars. So that's kind of a standard service item. But I mean, other than that, there's nothing complex about it.
So AMG is obviously Mercedes' performance division. Is this a quick and reliable car?
Well, I'd say, yeah, it's both. I mean, that's the nice thing about the AMG. You get a lot of performance, and it's reliable. I mean, as reliable as any other Mercedes would be, assuming you don't, run it to the red line every time you put the gas pedal down, and you're running it on the track all the time. You'll probably wear the car out faster. But for an average driver, yeah, this car will last you for years and be very reliable. And it's not like, it's not a Lambo, but it's, you know, it gives you a performance close to that, and without the hassles and problems. So yeah, good reliable car.
So there you go. If you're looking for service for your Mercedes, AMG, or otherwise in Vancouver, the guys to see are Pawlik Automotive. You can reach them at 604-327-7112 to book your appointment. Book ahead. They're busy. Remember, they're 19-time winners of Best Auto Repair in Vancouver as voted by their customers. Or you check out their website, pawlikautomotive.com. We've got many articles and videos on there, or YouTube. Pawlik Auto Repair. Check out hundreds of videos on there over the last 5 years, or hopefully you're listening on our wonderful new podcast. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark.